We all want to be billionaires for the same reason, so that we can buy whatever our little hearts desire. For the real billionaires of this world, their hearts sometimes desire ridiculous things. Make sure to stick around to the end to see how much a bike made of gold would set you back. Before we get started, make sure to like this video, subscribe to TheRichest, and join our notification squad. Also, check out our community tag for interesting facts and funny memes. Now, here's the 10 ridiculous things billionaires spend their money on. 24 karat pill. Just when you thought that it couldn't get any worse than glitter pills, someone had to go and create 24 karat gold pills. Created by just another rich kid, the Indulgence gold pills were created to turn your innermost parts into chambers of wealth. You can get a set of 3 pills for just $425, which is mere pocket change for billionaires of this world. After ingesting them, you can obviously expect to find some gold leaf in your poop. Now, if you can't help but wonder why this product exists in the first place, think of it this way. Is there anything more luxurious than gold poop? We think not. Racing Pigeon. When you think of things that cost $400,000, your mind probably thinks of a nice home or 2 private college educations. But what about a racing pigeon? A Chinese businessman made headlines back in 2013 after he purchased a Belgian racing pigeon named Bolt for a whopping 400 grand. Bolt, aptly named after Usain Bolt, was known for being the fastest pigeon in the world at the time. And if you had no idea that pigeon racing was even a thing in the first place, you learn something new every day. The pigeon was already retired from racing when he was purchased, and he was to be used for breeding purposes only. White Truffle. Everybody knows that white truffles are extremely expensive. But did you know that a Russian billionaire once bought a $95,000 white truffle? Vladimir Putin purchased a white Alba truffle, which is extremely rare, from NYC restaurateur Nello Balan back in 2013. The 4-pound truffle was one of the largest white truffles ever sold. While we have no idea what Vladimir did with the delicacy, we can imagine that it was featured in a very extravagant dinner. Spaceship. If you could have had anything you wanted when you were a little kid, what would you have chosen? A spaceship, maybe? Billionaire Richard Branson may not be a little kid anymore, but he is the proud owner of a spaceship. In fact, he owns an entire space company that'll soon offer commercial flights to space. Virgin Galactic is reportedly months away from sending people into space. Richard plans to be one of the first commercial people sent into space, once the spaceships are safe enough to fly out of Earth's atmosphere. Fellow billionaires Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos also have their own spaceships, because what's left to buy when you already have it all? Crystal-covered Mercedes-Benz. Why drive a regular Mercedes-Benz when you can drive a crystal-covered one? This luxurious car was exhibited as part of the DUB magazine Custom Auto Show and Concert, and it's worth around $1 million. Covered in 300,000 Swarovski crystals, this car was used to show off the kind of luxury automotive products and customizations that Garson USA offers. While there is a misguided rumor going around that Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal is the owner of this car, he released a statement saying that he never bought the crystal-encrusted vehicle. While this car might seem a little extra, what says rich more than a car covered in crystals? Titanic II. Given the tragedy surrounding the Titanic, it's hard to believe that anyone would want to create a replica of the boat to put out at sea. But Australian billionaire Clive Palmer has built the Titanic II for a sum that's estimated to be somewhere between $400 and $525 million. The boat's maiden voyage is scheduled to take place sometime in 2018, if all goes well. The boat will also feature a replica of the grand staircase that Leonardo DiCaprio stood on at the end of the Titanic movie. And just in case you were wondering, yes, there will be enough lifeboats on board this time around. Bottle of champagne. How much is too much to spend on a bottle of champagne? According to billionaire Mark Cuban, $90,000 is a good amount when you're celebrating the Dallas Mavericks winning the NBA championship. The bottle in question, a very large version of the Ace of Spades champagne, holds 30 liters and is equivalent to 40 normal-sized bottles of champagne. On top of that big purchase, Mark also reportedly left the waitstaff a $20,000 tip. Fishing lure. For all the billionaire trust fund kids watching right now, we have the perfect idea for your next Father's Day gift. How about $1 million fishing lure? This 3-pound lure is covered in gold, platinum, diamonds, and rubies. It has 4,573 stones and 100 carats of diamonds. Created by Mac Daddy, a company known for its jeweled fishing lures. Given its price tag, it's probably better just to admire it from afar, rather than using it in the water. Otherwise, you better be prepared to catch any fish that accidentally breaks this lure off and swallows it whole. 10,000-year-old clock. You've heard of billionaires buying crazy expensive Rolex watches, but have you heard of the billionaire who bought a 10,000-year-old clock? Amazon's Jeff Bezos is the chosen one, who's invested $42 million to buy a clock that'll run for 10 millennia. The 500-foot-tall mechanism's installation began back in February of 2018, and it's being built inside of a mountain in western Texas. What's even more interesting is that the clock will be programmed to play different chimes, never once repeating itself. Gold bike. If you're a cyclist, you already know how scary it can be to lock your bike up outside overnight. But fear is probably amplified a million times over if the bike in question is Gold Genie's 24-karat gold racing bike. Worth nearly $550,000, this opulent bike is truly a toy for the wealthy. And if you prefer your bike to have some bling to it, the company can even adorn it with diamonds upon request. You better just make sure not to leave it anywhere near the hands of a crafty bike thief. Well, that's all for 10 ridiculous things billionaires spend their money on. If we gave you $1 billion right now, what would you spend it on? Would you buy anything on this list? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.